What do you think about the Angelina situation? You know, when I first woke up and saw it, I was inclined, like I thought it was a mistake on our end. You know, because I've been pressing for the support team to have more barriers in giving names, right? Because there's been other instances where people were, you know, stealing names of, you know, like what's his name, Karma got his name taken because he was inactive or whatever, and we had to give it back to him. So I've been pressing for more barriers around that. But after doing a little bit of research, I don't really understand the position she's coming from, right? Because the person who has it now has it on Twitch, right? So I think like that's just, I think it's unfair to say you had it first because you signed up on Kick first. It's like if someone has a brand established on Twitch, right? And like all the creators that were defending that, I believe me, they would feel the same way, right? If someone were to take, let's say, XQC, Ninja, and Asmongold's names and started making a brand around it because that's the name they wanted, and they had that on Twitch, it's like, would the people not expect us to take it and give it to them, right? Same with GTA or peers, right? If someone, you know, if Rated has a name Rated on Twitch, right? Should we not give it? Should we not give Rated to him on Kick? Can someone just come in and make Kick Rated and start streaming GTRP or start streaming? You know what I mean? Like same with the Karma situation. A Call of Duty streamer literally wanted Karma, took the name Karma, and started streaming Call of Duty on it. Right? It's like I'm gonna give that name to Karma, the actual Karma, every single time. I don't care how much backlash there is. Like at that point, I have to assume the hate's coming from people who are gonna hate no matter what, because that seems very unreasonable to get mad at that. If you have it on Twitch and you've built a community around that name, then you're gonna get it on Kick. That's just what it is, right? Like it doesn't make sense why anyone would argue otherwise. And right, and that post itself is almost a contradiction to the name being right. Like think about it. Like if this individual had that name on Twitch and then came over here and someone else took it and started streaming under it, I really believe that individual make a tweet saying, "Yo, I have the name on Twitch. Someone's streaming under my name, my same content. What the fuck?" or whatever the hell, right? Like right? To me, it's illogical, right? If someone came on Kick and took Trainwreckstv while I was streaming on Twitch, like I would expect, even if I didn't want to make the switch, I'd be like, "Yo, the fuck," you know what I mean? It doesn't, to me, it's like such an illogical thing to argue for. Like, it doesn't matter who had it first on Kick. Kick just came out 4 months ago. If you've been grinding for the last 5 fucking years on Twitch or YouTube or Facebook gaming, and you've built an established brand around it, you have a community, right? You're going to get it here. I don't agree, Trent. I understand the logic, bro, but Kick and Twitch are not partners, bro. It doesn't matter if they're partners. What? What does that have to do with anything? I'm confused. What that doesn't make any sense. What? Yeah, Twitch and Twitter do the same thing. If you can prove that you have an established brand on Twitch and you go to Twitter and say, "Yo, man, I want this name," some random account has it. I have a brand, established brand in a business. They'll give you the name. That's how a lot of these streamers got their ats. I had the option to get the at Trainwreck. I chose not to because I just said, "Fuck it, we're already this deep. I'm gonna keep Trainwreckstv," right? It's like, so are Twitter and Twitch partners? No. Adriana is a firm name. It legally cannot be traded or trademarked. For Kick to take and give to someone else with more clout is not the same as someone using XQC and losing their name. Brother, that's because you're thinking of Adriana as a name. If someone made Adriana their brand name, see, that's why you're mixing the two up. Do you think if someone makes their business name Adriana, right, their LLC, that's the individual itself? No, it's a different entity. Like The argument you're giving itself wouldn't hold up. Do you understand? If you can make the name Adriana as a business, right? It's a different entity than an individual, right? So in this instance, we don't care what the names are of the people in real life. If the person has a brand on Twitch and has the name, they were given that name, right? And that name, they either got it early on and they built a brand around it, or Twitch gave them that name because they thought it was clean, and, you know, because the individual had enough showing that they can have that name, right? So why would we erase the process that Twitch went through to verify that and say, oh, that doesn't matter? What do you mean it's not the same thing? It's the exact same thing. You're just making it a different thing because you're separating internet name from real name. But if this individual used a real name as their internet name, then that's their business. That's a separate entity. It's the same thing. And honestly, it's not about clout. Realistically, like, if someone had it way before and they've been streaming every day for that 7 years versus someone bigger that had it for 4 years, right? Like, let's say Tyler and a Tyler, but there's a Tyler on Twitch that's been streaming for 7 years at 60 viewers. We're not going to give Tyler one Tyler, right? He's going to have Tyler one, right? Tyler can have his name at 63 viewers for the last 7 years because he had it first and he has an established brand. So it's not about view count every time, right? The view count just comes in if the time is the same, right? If the time is the same, then obviously the more established brand is going to get the name. But then again, we're not going to run into that issue because Twitch, you can't have the same name. Now, if there's an issue with Twitch and YouTube having, or Twitch and a Facebook Gamer and another streaming platform the same names, right? Then at that point, it would be who has more presence, right? And if you confuse that as some sort of clout thing, then you're just wrong. We can easily simplify it and say it's a clout thing, but in reality, that's the measure it would have to be, right? There has to be some measure somewhere. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Don't give Drake the tag Drake because some random guy took it, even though there's a whole brand behind it. Drake already has his name. I'm confused what example that is. We can argue back and forth all the time. Listen, but like, this is just going to be like, I'm telling you, I guess that's the benefit of this situation, right? Like, this is how it's going to be, right? You can argue this and that, but I promise you, if it was your favorite streamer, you would change your argument real quick. I can promise you that. I can promise you that. That's why I believe a lot of you that are coming from the other side are being super unfair. If it was your favorite streamer that came over here and they had the name fucking, you know, okay, well, let's take Odablock. What if someone here had Odablock? Would you expect it to be changed? Yes, you would. Give me your favorite streamer. Give me your favorite streamer you watch. El Dictator. It's not being a dictator. I'm giving a reasonable stance, and I'm telling you that until you can give me a stance that combats that stance, then we'll consider a difference. But there has to be a decision made. The fuck? You built like a monkey, and you're broke. Who cares? I don't give a fuck. I'd rather be built like a monkey than be broke like your bitch ass. Think I give a fuck? Your ass broke. Enjoy your 9 to 5 on Monday, kid. Dumb motherfucker. How do you weigh one established brand / name versus another? You could have multiple people with the same name established on different social media platforms. I'd already answered that. And not to mention, what matters is the streaming world. You understand? It's the streaming world. Like I'm confused. Why wasn't this an issue for Twitch versus Twitter? Like, why is it only an issue for Kick now that Kick's here? Like, it feels like you guys are looking for any reason to bitch. There are certain people who had Twitter names and Twitter handles, but they didn't get that Twitch name, did they? Did I see you guys bitching and causing up a storm about it? Did the streamer themselves cause up a storm about it? Say, hey, I have a Twitter handle. Why can't I have Twitch? Did I hear anyone talking about it? No. So why are you making a Twitter versus Twitch versus Kick example right now when you weren't using it before Kick was here? I'm confused. Right now, what will matter is what you have on Twitch. You understand? And then we can match it up with YouTube, right? It's whatever respective platform you come from. It's a broad search, right? if you're requesting a name, let's say you're requesting a name Alonzo, there's going to be a broad search on YouTube, on Twitch, on the major platforms, right? To see what brands are named after that, which brands are active, which brands have this and that. And then from there, a decision will be made. But this idea, right? Like Twitter is not a streaming service. You understand? Twitter's not a streaming service. So it's going to be Twitch and YouTube that we go off of. And then, hey, when it gets complicated, we reach out to the individual. If it's a situation, right? That we've had situations like that. There's an individual streaming under a name that someone else has on Twitch that wants their name over here, but they're already streaming on it. So now we have to get into a call with them and decide what we're going to do. Hey, there's been an issue. What can we do to compensate you for this? Or what can we do for this situation, right? It won't always be compensation. It won't always be for, this or that. But in certain situations that are more complicated, it'll be handled with, reason. I think that's the most important part. As long as it's handled with reason and logic, I think that's what matters, right? But it sounds like a lot of people want to steal names for money. Yeah, that won't fly. And I wouldn't bet on that. If any sites are saying that they'll sell you a name for money, don't do it. You can just reach out to support. Because it's a first name. She literally only had 3,000 less people on her Twitch and was already supporting your platform. Literally shitty to take it from the person with that name legally. Bailey. It doesn't matter what your name is. There is 10 million other people with a name. Do you understand? There's millions of other people with a name. Do you understand? The person who wanted the name had it on Twitch as an established brand. I don't care what the individual's real name is. That's irrelevant to it. What matters is their brand name. Do you understand? It's their brand name. They have it on Twitch. They request it on Kick. You're going to get it on Kick if you have it on Twitch. That's what you stream under. I'm confused. So you believe she deserves a name because her name is that, and because she signed up on Kick first? A lot of people signed up on Kick first. A lot of ninjas signed up on Kick first. A lot of other names that are names of real people signed up first. But the streamers who have the name on Twitch or have the name on YouTube are going to get it because they're a larger brand. That's just how it is. What you're asking can never be consistent. What I'm saying, here's what I'm trying to argue to you, Bailey, okay? What I'm saying has a level of consistency. What you're saying does not. Let me explain this to you, okay? So how would you moderate it then? Huh? How would you moderate it? If we say, fine, she has the real name, she has that real name. So let's ignore everyone with the brand name on Twitch and everywhere else. Let's just give her the name because she signed up first and she has the name in real life. Then couldn't that be applied to everyone else? So brands and everything you've built is irrelevant? Like that just like, to me, there's a disconnect there. Like I can't even explain the logical disconnect. That doesn't make any sense. Like that makes no sense to me. And if this is the case, let me go one step further, Bailey. If this is the case, why aren't you guys up in arms about her challenging the name to Twitch? Why hasn't she challenged the name to Twitch? Why did Twitch give that name to that individual? Are you going to say because she requested it first? Then you answered my question right there. I'm confused. We're carrying over the standards Twitch set to Kick, right? If Twitch determined that this individual got that name, right, then Twitch had to have a line of standards that this individual met to get the name. So we're carrying those standards over. Why start the process over, right? If they've already vetted the individual, why start the process over? What you're arguing to me is so like, you're going to get offended by this, but it's childish to me. She signed up first. Okay, a lot of people signed up under other creators' names first. The problem is you're mixing up creator and real name. That disconnect is where your issue is, right? It just like, it's wild to me. It's like, where is the line drawn then, right? It's wild to me as well, because like, Bailey, I want you to think about this and be honest with yourself. Please be honest with yourself. Let's say you're a fan of the other person who has the name on Twitch and you watch her streams. Would your argument be consistent? Oh, well, someone else went. Her name, that's her real name. She got on first. Sorry. You can't have your name that you built your brand around. Would that honestly be your argument? That's what I want you to do. This is why I'm trying to explain to you. Where I'm coming from is reasonable. Because when I switch sides, when I hop between both, I can give my same argument. But if you hop between both, I promise you won't be giving the same argument. If you love the person who has the name, you're not gonna say, "Oh no, fuck you. That's too bad." It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for the, Twitch vetted you, give you the name. It doesn't matter. Someone signed up first. Like there is an inconsistency with your argument if you switch sides. Your argument only works if you support one side, and that's the issue. So until you can come up with a solution that is in the middle and looking at things objectively down, right? Like, or objectively while looking down at the situation, then I don't understand how you can't understand this. It's like really hard to understand. Why don't you name lock the famous villain? What does that matter? No one should be grabbing anyone's name that they don't have Twitch, right? Like it doesn't make like it's so hard for me to even fathom how this is an argument. Like I can't even understand it. Like it's really, really odd to me how this is even like, this is like the weirdest conversation for me to have. It's very weird for me. So it's like one is logical and the other one you can tell is parental and bias. And I say that because, and I told this to you, Bailey, and guys, please don't give her hate or don't give them hate. It's like, I want you to take yourself and imagine you've been watching the other individual that got the name changed how long ago, whether they got it 6 months ago on Twitch, 8 months ago, a year and a half ago, however long ago they got it. If you were watching them for the entire time, could you still give the argument? Would you say, fuck you, I don't care, the person signed up before you, that's the real name, it doesn't matter that their Twitch is completely different, their brand is completely different, they want a name because it's a real name, sorry, you that streamed under that name, this whole time that have it on Twitch, that got vetted for and received it, is irrelevant. Would you really say that to the streamer you love, that you've been watching? That doesn't make, like, it makes no sense to me. So like, if you're honest with yourself, I feel like that will be the turning point for you to understand. My friend had his name taken from him and given to a streamer who turned around and told me he can buy his name back for 3K. Well, give me that name. Don't just say your friend. Give me that name and I'll fucking look into it. People took names trying to get 5 to 10K, selling them back to the streamer. Yeah, so at them and tell me who they are so I can do something about it. That's not allowed. Like, we've already removed so many accounts from the hands of people trying to sell names. Like, if anyone tries to sell names to you, report them immediately to me on Twitter. Like, just at me on Twitter, or report them to Discord, and like, we're gonna handle that. Like, that you can't. That's ridiculous. I don't get why you think there's a difference between an example Aiden Ross wanting his name on Kick in this instance. So this individual's still stuck on that. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I kind of gave you, until you can give me a solution that is looking at things objectively and not on the side of one streamer, then you can, tell me what's good. Not to mention, Bailey, I expect you to at Twitch and let them know of your, how upset you are that they gave the name to somebody else when that's the real name of the current person. Because right now, your only argument is she signed up first. I would argue that her signing up first, she knew exactly what she was doing, right? If you don't have the name on Twitch, right, and you signed up, one, you know that you don't have the name on Twitch, which means you should look on Twitch and see if someone has that name. And if you know that, then you should be signing up on another platform with that name, right? Like, that doesn't make sense, right? If anything, you should reach out and be like, hey, I know you have this name on Twitch. I want to stream on Kick. Do you have any interest going over there? If not, I would love that name because it's my real name. And then from there, you guys work it out as streamers, right? But on the outside, we're going to look at who has it on Twitch. I think it's pretty fucking simple. Like, what you're asking, Bailey, the two streamers should deal with themselves. You understand? Because what we're going to go for is the powerhouse streaming platforms that have already vetted for those names. you understand? That's a reasonable take. Like, I don't see any of you mad about Twitch not changing the name to the new person that wants it, right? There has to be some level, right? Like, it can't just be some free for all. Like, it's wild. Like, on one hand, you criticize the platform for being a free for all wild, wild west. On the other hand, when it benefits you and your streamers that want their names that are already taken on other platforms by established brands, you want it to be a wild, wild west. You want it to be, I got it first. So, what's going on here? Have some consistency, right? If you want order, then this is the logical and reasonable path of order, right? Otherwise, we're going to have an entirely different fucking world here with a different Ninja, a different XQC, a different Tyler, a different fucking Aiden, a different fucking Bailey, a different fucking Angelina, a different fucking 700 other names, right? Like, it doesn't make sense. If you look at forums, being auctioned off for thousands, well, yeah, but people should be smarter than that. If you're going on forums to get your name when I've made it clear that I get everyone's names for them as long as they have a brand, like, then that's just your own stupidity, right? That's just your own. I don't know what you're gonna do. I can't police that and go around and, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, like, send me a screenshot of these names. I already have people send me screenshots. Like, you know, my mods can send me screenshots of these names. I'll send it into the devs and we'll take them away. What if the game Destiny wanted Destiny's username to stream esports and whatnot on Kick? We look at what they have on Twitch. Destiny had Destiny on Twitch, did he not? And the Destiny game will probably be Destiny game, right? Or we'll find a different variation of it to give to Destiny, right? To give to the Destiny game. It's the same thing. I'm confused. Like, what you're mad about, Twitch has been doing for 15 years and no one said a fucking word about it. It's like, at this point, it sounds like you're looking for reasons to get mad. That's illegal. Why, if the person made a brand with that name, huh? And you take without permission the name? Bad news, belly bears. Just go to the Kick Discord if you have questions. Yeah, and if the person has the brand name, right? If this individual who wants that name has the name legally, then hey, you send that to us, we'll give you the name, right? Didn't you leave Twitch because you want it to be different? So why start with a new name, or they now not time to repeat shit or make new content? What? See, this is like, I know you're just asking a question. Let me calm down. Like, this is the thinking styles that really frustrate me, which I need to, like, go to therapy and, like, calm down about. Being different from Twitch has nothing to do with using the same names of established creators. We have to understand one thing. Do you understand? This is the difference between accepting a reality and accepting the way the world is in a certain way, and then changing that world in areas that we can. What you're asking is, in order to change and be different, we must just ignore everyone's brand names and the existence of Twitch the last 15 years because we want to do it different. That's not even comparable. It's a false. It's oh my god. That's like, that is just like so illogical. What does that do with anything? Like, what? Oh my god. Why not take the names of top streamers' names like XQC right now rather than wait for them to complain like the lyrical one? Brother, like this is the problem with people. Okay. Once again, I know you're just asking a question. Okay. This is the problem with the main character syndrome of everybody. You believe because you saw the lyric one streaming that we saw it. Okay. Right now, there's 11,000 people streaming, and what we're focused on are getting the features rolled out, programs right, security right. We're not browsing through the 11,000 streams and looking through which big streamers' names have been taken. Do you understand? So asking that question assumes that we're sitting there knowing that, oh, this name's taken. Oh, yeah, let's leave it for now. No, we don't know. Now I know. I'll take a look at it. And yeah, I will take it away before they fucking continue. But it's like, why do y'all think that like we're sitting there knowing each? There's 11,000 streamers streaming throughout the day, every month. The first ninja on the site gets the name Ninja because Ninja will only switch the kick if he gets millions, where the other ninja, new ninja, is free. Nah. The only instance that I think we would allow that would if it was a streamer for a streamer, like you know, they were cool with it, right? Reply feature doesn't work on mobile, but legally, Madonna could not stop someone with the legal name Madonna for their business. Bailey. You're arguing apples and oranges. You're arguing apples and oranges. What? You're getting baited, Train. I'm not getting baited. Oh my god. You're 100% getting trolled? Do you think so? Okay. Oh my god. Like, I'm just shocked that this is even a conversation. Like, I'm shocked any streamer, like the streamers that I saw defending that post, I know are fucking hypocrites. I know they're fucking hypocrites. I know they are deep in my heart. Because if it happened to them, they would not share the sentiment that they had on that post. I know they would not. They would expect a name change based on the brand they've built over the years and based on the name they were given to Twitch and spent their. Why would anyone ever make a platform switch if they have to change their entire name of something they've spent their entire gaming life on? I'm confused. If you are a live streamer and you've spent years and you were given the name by Twitch because they deemed you credible and verified for that name, why would you ever switch if you can't get that? Why would you ever rebrand? Like, that's what you're asking. Have you ever thought what you're asking by us giving the name to someone new because they want it, right? And then taking it away from someone that has that's established a brand on it? You're asking for us to ask them to start over because someone grabbed it first. Like, what? Like, do you know, you know what? Let's just move on. Like, this goes back to what I talked about on Twitch. It literally goes back to that. Like, it's just like, now I know. It's just like, it's like, these are the frustrating things to me. It's like, and maybe I need to work on explaining it better, but it feels like it doesn't matter how I explain it. It feels like some people are just closed off. Like, they've made their mind up. They're closed off completely, right? It doesn't like, oh man. What I'm saying, the solution I'm giving can work for all sides. The solution that some of you are giving can only work for your favorite streamer side. It's an argument that works for your respective streamer. And you would not hold it consistent if you flip side to the other side and you, in a parallel world, you're the fan of this streamer. You would expect the name to be changed. It's a contradictory fucking, oh my gosh. Oh my god. Lol, you've explained it perfectly to the people with functioning brains. Okay, thank God. Okay, let's move on then. Oh my god. It's just like, oh man. Oh my gosh. But then you can argue Michaels. It's a brand with a legal first name. Yeah, I mean, there's more than there's Ashley's Furniture Store. You think someone's gonna come in because I'm not gonna get into this. You know, fuck it. Let's move on. Let's move on. And not to mention, business is different than you know what? Let's just move on. Okay. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh fuck. It's just, oh my God. It's just like, fuck. Like, I need to learn to calm down. What about the verified accounts like Cloaksy and NMP? Are they really them, or did you just give verified badge to random guys? Brandon Leby, I'm going to be honest. The first thing you asked, I give you the benefit of the doubt. The second thing you asked, I need you to shut the fuck up. What the fuck do you think? Huh? Brandon, let's say I gave it to random people. Why the fuck do you care? Huh? I'll tell you what the PG-13ers of Twitch have created. They've created people getting mad for people who aren't mad. You understand? Let's talk about the streamers that talked about my community and gambling. Why the fuck were YouTubers, investigators, telling my community how they feel about my gambling? They make shit up. My community supports me. So much so that I have a 1-to-1 ratio, if not more, when I move platforms. That's all they do. They try to trick the people who don't know that my community feels that way. This is why I say they're all manipulators. They're not targeting you guys when they release those videos or say those things on stream. They know that our communities are like 5% of the world's, right? Of the internet views, right? So they're betting that the 90% of internet viewers that don't know us are going to take the word of these guys that I'm scamming my viewers. My viewers are all pissed and angry at me. So that's why they say this shit, because it panders. It gains them the credit of looking at the good guy in the eyes of people who don't know any context, right? It's disgusting. And this is what you're doing as a result of that. What about Cloaks and NMP? Brother, have you done the research? Have you asked Cloaks and NMP? Why are you mad for them? Anyways, to answer your question, yes, those are their names. I don't know what some of you guys are saying. I'm super confused with some of you are saying. That's all love, Blue. I appreciate that comeback. Thank you, man. Appreciate that love. I'm glad you guys are doing well.